Are we live? It says we're live. I'm guessing we're live. What a good start. I'm just double checking before I start talking. Come on, YouTube. Yes, we're on. Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. We are here. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody who is listening/watching to the Gamma Dames' first podcast. So we will start by introducing ourselves. So it's Holly, and I own Dark Side Comics, which is in Chelmsford.
And I'm Lucy, and I own Level Up Comics in Liverpool.
And I am Sarah, not on video, but I own, well, work at the comic book shop in Macclesfield.
Yay! So to begin with, we're going to answer a couple of your questions that you very kindly sent us on Twitter. So first off, we've got it's kind of the same question from two people. Is there a particular comic that you would say started you on the road to comics? Do you think it still holds up today? And what kind of impact did it have on you? Probably should have thought about this.
What? So this is the first comic we've ever read. The God is into comics.
Yeah, and does it still hold up? And what kind of impact did it have for you, like going forward?
Well, that one's easy. I don't even need to think. Which will be interesting later because mine was Civil War. That is the reason I own a comic shop, which is why I'm so protective over it. I went to Kapow Comic-Con and I bought just Civil War, not knowing what it was or anything like that. Read it in the hotel room and finished it in one sitting. I was like, right, this is it now. I'm into comic books. I used to be a gamer. Now I'm a comic book nerd, and I just, still to this day, that's my favorite comic.
Awesome. Good answer. I think my first one is probably super embarrassing. I think probably my first comic book, my first comic books were like the X-Men ones that Panini reprinted in the UK, which is not very exciting. And a lot of those my dad would get for me, and then I would draw from them. But the first like proper graphic novel that I got, I think, was The Killing Joke, which I don't feel the same about anymore as I did a few years ago. Like a few years ago, I would have probably said like, oh, it's one of my favorite ones. Whereas now, I feel like I feel conflicted about it. I'm not sure about it. I do think it still holds up, and I would recommend people read it. But I'm not sure if I love it as much as I did to begin with. And it hasn't really had much of an impact on what I've carried on reading, other than I still like Batman. And yeah, so that was probably mine. What was yours, Sarah?
My first comic was Batman Black and White #1 with the Jim Lee cover.
Nice.
And yes, it definitely still holds up. It's incredible, as is most things that Jim Lee works on, so not too much of a conflict there. But I think the first book that made me take comics seriously was probably Azzarello and Bormeo's Joker. So it's kind of a tale of two halves, I guess. Like, one got me reading comics, kind of, and one got me reading comics properly.
Awesome. Cool. So I guess our only other question was, does hanging around with Gamma Dames make you more awesome? Which obviously the answer is yes.
Duh.
Obviously. So leading on from obviously
that one.
leading on from what Lucy said about Civil War, I guess we should get into a bit of conversation about that.
I just want to say, Holly, first, I really did like you before this conversation even begins.
Oh no.
I think we should explain to anyone listening, I am very openly not excited, almost against this upcoming film, and Holly would actually try to have intercourse with a movie if she could.
Correct. Completely correct. Yeah. I'm a big, as many of you will know if you follow me on any social media, I'm a massive, massive Captain America Bucky fan. So the trailer was essentially everything I wanted. I don't think I've ever been more excited for anything in my entire life. Like, not even Disney World. If I ever get married, I still won't be as excited as I am about Civil War.
You peaked too soon on something rubbish.
Yeah, I can't wait. But, Lucy, why are you not looking forward to it?
Because, for a very simple fact, it's not Civil War. It's Captain America 3. He falls out with his buddies a bit. They have a little bit of a little disagreement. It's not a Civil War. Like, the comic itself is full of so many characters, and it's like one of the reasons I always recommend it to people. It's a massive buffet of characters for you to have a sample of everyone to see who you prefer and who you want to carry on reading in the future, because the Marvel Universe is so extreme with titles, you just get lost too easily. Where this is, what, like 8 characters, and they're having a bit of a fight on a car park. It's stupid!
But, like, to counter that, if they were to make a movie that was like the comic book, would it not be just like, oh, here's like one character for 3 seconds, right? Now let's go to another character for 3 seconds? Like, it wouldn't work in a movie.
It would, because Civil War fans would appreciate that.
Oh, we've had a new question.
Yeah, our new question. We'll put Civil War pause for a moment. How do you ladies feel about the new DC Killing Joke animated movie? I think someone else should start. Yeah.
I will start. I cannot wait. So here we go, Holly. Here's me and you. This is what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I don't know. I really love all their animated movies they've done have been great. I think I've seen almost all of them, like the DC ones, and they're really good and they're really well done. Yeah, and I was really glad they did Dark Knight Returns, because I actually can't stand the artwork in the comic book.
Yeah. But the animated one is brilliant.
Yeah. So I think from like an animation standpoint, yeah, great, go for it. And like I really like Mark Hamill and what's his name? Batman. Kevin Conroy. And they're great. I just don't love the story very much anymore, and I feel a little bit weird about it, because part of me is like, oh, it's this really iconic Batman story, like it's on all like the you must read this sort of thing. And it is a really good take on the Joker, and it is a really interesting take on his relationship with Batman. But I just really I'm just over it. Like, they keep coming back to it, and there has been stuff that has been just as good, if not better. Like, I think Hush was better than Killing Joke.
Hush is good.
But they're like obsessed with coming back to it. Like, obviously, they've mentioned it a couple of times, like since New 52, there's been some stuff with it. They had that horrible Batgirl cover, like last year or year before.
Oh, you see now, I really liked it.
I
liked it.
I liked the cover. I think Lucy and I spoke about this at the time, because like I liked the artwork. Like, the artwork was great, because it's Raphael Albuquerque, who's like amazing. He's drawing Huck for Mark Miller at the moment, and he's brilliant. But the reason the cover didn't do, like, I didn't like it so much, was because it was on the front of that Batgirl, which is like a young teen book.
Like, I get it. It doesn't fit with that series, but it's an incredible cover, and the things that people were saying about it made no sense. Yeah,
it just like the argument just devolved and got like so away from the point it was trying to make, I think. But with The Killing Joke, I'm intrigued to see it as an animated movie. I just don't know how I feel about what they've done / will do to Barbara Gordon. Because while I'm all for like angst and terrible things happening to people, especially in Batman, it just has always struck me as like a bit much. I don't know. I like to say I feel conflicted.
As a Joker fan, like, is anything a bit much? You know, it's just what he does, and you know we can't be like, oh no, what you did to Barbara Gordon was terrible, but what you did to Jason Todd was fine. Like, you know.
I think the thing with Barbara is just like the sexual assault side of it, I don't know if I feel cool about seeing that in like an animated movie.
I have a different take on that though. To me, there is no sexual assault. Like he takes all the clothes off. That's not cool. But that's for shock value, and that's what he does, you know. But like in my mind, he's asexual. Everything he does is for a response.
I
I
would
don't
agree with
think
that.
he has sex with anybody unless it's for a purpose.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
And like we've had this discussion because obviously it's not in the script that anything sexual happens to her. So
I think
it's implied because people have put it there, if you know what I mean. It was never written into the story.
No, well, when I first read it, that's what I initially read it as. And I think with the animated movie, it really depends like how they execute it.
If they do it safely,
yeah,
then fine. But like I say, in my mind, it never happened anyway because that's not his style.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I'm not so keen on the story anymore, because like that in particular feels almost like out of character for the Joker to do something like that. I don't know. I feel weird about it because I've still got it. I love it and I love the artwork, but I just feel a bit like, oh, are we still going back to that? Like it made me cringe a bit when it was in the Arkham Knight game, which I had a whole mountain of problems with the game as a whole, but like when it did the Killing Joke bit and that, I was like, oh, again? Like, can't we do something different with it, or I don't know, just do different stuff with it, or move on, or refer to other stories and not keep coming back to that one? I don't know.
But we've had more questions.
We have. What is your most perfect realization of comics on either animation or film? So what do you think has been done the best?
Right, well, I'm going to start with my unpopular opinion. Watchmen was brilliant. I'm just
Well,
putting
there
that
should
out
be a but after that, right?
there. That's it. That's my opinion. Watchmen was brilliant. There we go.
Watchmen was scene for scene almost perfectly identical, yet missed something so much that I can't put my finger on that made it a terrible film.
Yeah, I don't have strong feelings about Watchmen either way. I enjoyed it when I saw it, and visually it's like amazing. But yeah, I know what you mean. It felt like something was missing, but I don't know what.
I think it just missed the depth that the comic had, because I remember reading it going, this is one of the best things I've ever read, and if they just copy it scene for scene, panel for panel, it'll be perfect. And to be fair, they did, but it didn't work for me.
What's your one, Lucy? What do you think's been done best?
I think Scott Pilgrim. I loved Scott Pilgrim. Even though the timeline was obviously very much condensed, I think it got the heart and the humour down to a T, and I just loved it. I thought that was a brilliant comic-to-screen adaptation.
I didn't like that film.
I know a lot of people who didn't like that film, actually, but I loved it.
I enjoyed it. It was really cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I haven't read the comics actually though, but yeah, that's a good shout actually. I wouldn't have thought of that. I think mine's probably. I feel like you all like know what my answer's gonna be. Obviously, it's Captain America: Winter Soldier. Just because I think it's really close. Like they changed like one or two like minor details, but it's really really close, and the feel of it is really close to the comic book. Like you read, like whether you read it or watch it, it's got like the same like vibe across the whole thing, which is really good, and the casting was really good. Basically, that film is perfect, and it can do no wrong.
Ever.
Ever.
And as for animated, I think we've already covered that. Like,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we've had someone say, Justin has asked, it's cool hearing you ladies talk about Marvel and DC, but what about Image content? So
Oh,
is there
that's
anything from Image that you love at the moment?
That's my baby. Image is one of my favourite. Like, I am in love with Saga. Hook's Image as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then it's a finished comic now, but Peter Panzerfaust. That's like one of my favourite stories ever, and that's Image. Walking Dead is obviously a given.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much good stuff. I'm loving Huck at the moment as well.
Because I get like so many indie books, trying to remember which one is which is impossible. I mean, I know that I really enjoy Vertigo titles, but I can't remember what I read that's Image. Like, there's loads. I like Warren Ellis. He's got Trees and Injection, hasn't he?
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, I'm a bit the same really. There's quite a bit of stuff that I'm reading, or stuff that I'll then wait and then read the trade of, which is like what I did with Sex Criminals, which is awesome. Yeah, Sex Criminals is great. Saga, you've already said. I feel like everyone has to love Saga.
Oh, Saga's amazing.
There's just something wrong with them if they don't.
Did you get the Image Humble Bundle?
Did what?
Did you get the Image Humble Bundle when they did that?
No.
Because that had just the tips from Sex Criminals.
Oh, cool.
And it's so great, like, literally just the tips.
I don't know what you're on about. Rat Queen was Image as well, wasn't it? And I know you love Rat Queens, don't you?
Yeah, Rat Queens I really like. I'm up to date on that as well because it's been ages since the last one. Like last volume. That's another one I wait for in trade. I feel like there's some really obvious stuff that I'm missing out. I'm trying to like visualize my shelves at the shop. But now I'm on here, my mind's gone totally blank of the stuff that I'm really enjoying.
I love Harrow County, but that's Dark Horse, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm Lady Killer from Dark Horse was amazing as well.
Lady Killer is fantastic.
The artwork is just like stunning.
It's so gorgeous.
Oh, I think one of my favourite Image titles at the moment is Black Magic.
Black Magic is brilliant.
It's so good.
Scott, isn't it?
Is that the one where the detective is a witch, or there's a witch?
Yes, yeah, it's witchy, detective-y, noir-y sort of thing. And I think... I think that team, I think Nicholas Scott and Greg Rucka are doing the new Wonder Woman for Rebirth.
They are, yeah.
Because that would be amazing.
Because they took that to bring Nicholas Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be amazing.
Good decision.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favourites from Image, to be honest, Black Magic.
The art in it is so nice. Like, the way that it's black and grey all the way through, and then there's the odd bit with colour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
Nice.
Descender's really good as well.
I haven't read that yet.
Yeah, that's like a sci-fi. It's like, do you remember the film AI?
Yeah.
It's like imagine if, like, kind of like AI, but if AI like wasn't shit.
So a good version of it.
Yeah, that would be Descender, and it's amazing, and like it's actually made me cry a little bit. Yeah, and the guy that does the artwork in that is the one that does the artwork for Little Gotham, and it's just gorgeous and amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff. There's so much stuff, and some of the smaller publishers have like really amazing stuff.
I love Lady Mechanica, which is Joe Benitez.
Yeah, I haven't read any of that.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, there's Boom Comics sometimes do like I think it's Archaea, the name of like the small publisher that they print stuff on. And
Atlantic City.
Yeah. And they printed a comic called Feathers, which is like
that was we had that in. It was so popular.
It's so good. It's like part Hellboy, part Aladdin. It's really good. It's like about there's this little kid who's like completely covered in black feathers, and he's got these big goggles on to protect his eyes from the sun. And an old guy finds him, kind of like Hellboy style, and he lives in a city where the palace is like walled off, kind of like it is in Aladdin. And the princess that's in there like isn't allowed out the castle walls like Aladdin, but she gets out and into the streets, and there's all like street urchin kids everywhere and stuff, and almost like a child catcher-esque bad guy that's kidnapping some of the kids, and the kids are quite nasty to Poe, which is the kid covered in feathers, to begin with, until they sort of learn to love him, and it's just so good. The artwork is so lovely. It's by a guy called George Corona, who's just amazing and really sweet and lovely, and it's such a good comic book. It's so good, and they brought out like a really nice hardback of it as well, and I'm like a sucker for like collector's editions of anything.
It was just 6 parts, was it?
Yeah, I think so, 6 parts. I don't know if they're doing more. I hope so though. Yeah. Is there anything you've loved, Lucy, like from any Like any titles from
There's
anyone?
one from a very tiny publisher. I don't know if you ever got it in the shop, called Death Head by American Gothic Press.
I love Death Head.
Yeah, that was because I review comics, and so I pick up every issue one every week, and I have to read them all or try and read them all. It's very hard for something to grab my attention for me to continue reading it, and that I obsessed over, and I read it religiously every month, and it was amazing.
It is brilliant.
There's just so much good stuff, and someone like it always happens to me in the shop where I'll try and read like as much as I can every week so I know like what's good, and then there'll always be someone that comes in and asks about like the one thing I haven't read.
Yeah.
Every time.
We've had a question that I'm all over here. What do you think of Suiciders? Anyone that knows me knows that I am absolutely obsessed with Liber Mayo's work. Obsessed.
Oh, I don't think I've read that.
The first series was absolutely phenomenal, and obviously the first issue of the next series, but it's kind of the prequel, so the previous series, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That was out this week, and yeah, it's fantastic. Like, he's not drawing it anymore. I think Bitty is drawing it, but it's still really, really nice. Still feels like it fits in that world, and yeah, I love it. I recommend everybody read it.
Yeah, I read some of the first, like when it was like just Suiciders, not the new one. And I really enjoyed it as well. Yeah, it was good. I think that's on Vertigo, maybe.
That is Vertigo, yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Vertigo have done something called Red Thorn, which is good as well.
That is good.
Yeah.
I liked that.
It's like a sexy, like, demony Scottish thing.
I was really attracted to the demons.
Good stuff.
Yeah, demons.
I mean, like, I'm loving Survivors Club and Clean Room. They're both brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not reading either of those, actually.
Oh,
I read both
really
once,
really good.
but didn't continue it.
Mm.
But they seemed really good.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up in trade, to be honest.
Yeah, it's worth a read.
Should we get back onto this Civil War topic? I'm sitting here looking at my little
I'm trying to prolong our friendship, Holly.
I know, this could be at the end. Okay, so
you explain why you're looking forward to it then.
Okay, because it looks so gay. But I totally get what you're saying, that it isn't the comic. It's the comic in like almost in like title only.
That's what bothers me. I'm looking forward to the film, but because it says Civil War, that's it now. Mama Bear has to be protective over her baby, and I hate the film now.
Yeah, I totally get that, and I think I've actually had quite a few people say that to me, like, you know, it's nothing like the comic, blah blah blah. I don't think they were ever going to be able to do it like the comic because they haven't got half the characters they need, but I almost feel like it's happening too soon. Like, we needed another something in between. Someone actually said to me once they think it would have made more sense to have Infinity War come now and then Civil War come after that, when there's like more people that they could have put in it. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely agree that it doesn't look anything like the comic, like literally almost nothing, because I don't even think because the thing in the comic is obviously a lot of it ties into like secret identities and stuff. And in the movie universe they've built, like, everyone knows everyone's identity. Like, everyone knows Tony Stark is Iron Man. Everyone knows Steve Rogers is Captain America. Like, that doesn't really come into it as much. So I guess at the base level they've had to change basically what the whole movie's about. But I am excited for it because it's more Captain America and he's my fave. There's more Bucky and he's my other fave. There's like lots of super gay moments in the trailer, which I'm all about. I think it'll be good. I feel like the fandom as a whole has been like starved of Bucky because he's only in the first movie for like probably 10 minutes, like if you put all his footage together, and in Winter Soldier he's only in that for like 20 minutes. So we're all like, more Bucky. And now it's finally happening, and plus it's happening with more Captain America, which is good. And because I loved Winter Soldier so much, and the Russo brothers did Winter Soldier. They're doing Civil War, and I would honestly watch anything that they put out now because I think they are the kings. But I'm just so excited. Like I've talked about it with customers and like actually got tears in my eyes. I'm so excited.
I feel so sorry for anyone in the same cinema room as you when you go to see that.
It's going to be awful. There's going to be like crying, screaming.
You're going to be grabbing hold of people, shaking them.
I know. It's going to be awful. And I feel like I really tried like not to I tried not to get excited about it for all of 5 minutes because I was really excited for Age of Ultron, which I hated. Like, Age of Ultron was a terrible movie, and I was so disappointed. And I'm almost like setting myself up for failure because I've built Civil War up so much that if it isn't absolutely perfect, I'm going to be devastated.
Which it won't. It won't be perfect. It might be 99%, but there is going to be something wrong, and it's going to destroy you.
I tell you what's wrong.
Take a week off.
Bloody, what's wrong with it is that Agent 13 is involved because I think she is the literal worst, and I hate that she's in it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so excited, and I just feel like I can't deal with another heartbreak like Age of Ultron.
Okay, pretend that Captain America and Bucky aren't in this equation. Are you pro or against registration anyway?
Oh, that's really hard. I think... Well, that's really tough when you take them out of it. Because I'm just like, I'll do whatever they're doing. I think I'm against. I think
so am I.
Yeah.
No, I can never remember.
Because it's kind of like, I know this is what they've done for like the marketing thing, but it's kind of like justice versus freedom. So like anti-registration is like the freedom side of it, as in like you are free to do what you want, but then justice is like the pro-registration side where it's like, no, you have to kind of be responsible for what you're doing.
But that's the great thing about the book. I remember turning the page, and every time you turned a page, you'd go, oh no, I'm pro, and then you'd read another page, and you'd go, oh no, I'm against, of course I am. It's so well written, and I would be so angry if they missed that out, to make you truly question both sides, not just to go, oh, I prefer Tony, or I prefer Cap.
Yeah. Well, I found, like, I was really surprised, because before the trailers and stuff came out, I was like, oh, I don't know if, like, I know obviously they'll try and push that thing of, like, pick a side, but I didn't know if it would actually happen, because I kind of thought, like, oh, I don't think anyone will care enough. You'll just sort of be like, oh, I just want to see what happens. But then, like, since the trailers have come out and, like, more and more footage and information's come out, people are, like, really split about it. Like, I personally don't understand how you can be Team Tony after those trailers. But there's tons of people.
Nothing wrong.
He's done everything wrong. But then, yeah, exactly. There are people on the other side that are like, I don't understand how you can be Team Cap. So people are like really passionate about what side they're on, which is quite like stressful but cool.
It's going to start other wars.
It seriously is. Like, people are like seriously going to argue about this, and I'm probably going to get involved. But I have seen people posting, you know, like, oh, how can you be Team Cap, blah, blah, blah. And I just, like, have to step back, like, don't get involved. Leave them to it.
I don't have 5 hours spare.
Yeah. I'm just going to go and look at some more pictures of Chris Evans and calm myself down. Yeah. That's going to be tough. And it's going to be tough because I think I, like, have my own idea of what's going to happen based on, like, the stuff I've seen, talking to, like, basically everyone that comes in the shop about it. Because I originally thought, I don't know if we should like talk about the big thing that happens in the comic book, because like I feel like a lot of people still don't know. But I feel like, yeah, I think a few people are going to die. And I have my idea. I kind of do as well, because as distressing as that is, it's such like, it's a powerful thing. And so far, whenever they kill people, they bring them back. Like Groot, like kind of dies and then doesn't. Iron Man practically died when he flew up the thing in Avengers and then came back down. Like, they keep having, like, fake outs. So it would be cool if they actually killed people and, like, kept them dead, as much as that might actually tear me apart.
As mean as this sounds, like, that's what I want back in comics.
Yeah, totally.
You want the fear.
Because nothing has any gravity anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I've also
Yeah,
just got
but
to say as well, sorry, someone's just commented on the YouTube, the live stream, and they just went, Spider-Man! And I do just have to say this. I was so excited. I wish I'd filmed a reaction to me watching the trailer. I literally screamed and scared everyone in the house. But I don't like the actor. I'm so scared. I'm so scared who was playing him. He looks 12.
Yeah, someone said to me that at the end it sounds like when he says like, I can't remember what he says, it's like hey everyone or something. Someone was like, he sounds like he's recording a YouTube video, like he sounds like a vlogger. I was like, oh, he totally does. I bet he's like fucking Web Slinger 2005 or something. Yeah, Spider-Man, like I care so little about the character.
He's my baby. I love him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him at all, but I don't
Lucy,
dislike
you can
him.
have him.
I will have him happily. Just not this 12-year-old, because that's wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think for me, with him turning up in the trailer, I was just like, oh, they're showing him now. Like, I really thought they were going to wait until the movie. I didn't realise they were going to reveal him. I don't think anyone really expected him to actually be in a trailer.
No, we hoped, but didn't expect.
No. And someone's Darren Fisher has tweeted and said, do you think they're shoehorning him in, and do you think it's a good thing? So, Lucy, I'll give this one to you, as you are the Spidey fan.
Spider-Man, obviously is in Civil War, and he needs to be there, and I'm so glad they've made it happen, and they've made that a possibility. I'm really, really happy that they've done that. At least it's one thing to make it a little bit more Civil War-y, and that makes me happy. However, the thing is, I've never had a problem with any of the Spider-Mans. Everyone always hated, God, what was his name? The first one.
Tobey Maguire.
Didn't really have a problem with him. So Andrew Garfield was sensational as Spider-Man, especially with his chemistry with Gwen Stacy. And then they've got this lad, and he could be amazing, but he looks too young. He looks too tiny, and he is meant to be skinny and scrawny. And I think they made a lot of effort to go, Spider-Man needs to be in it. We need to have all the big tight names in, and then I'm worried they're just going to fall flat on their face with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get that. I think I also don't know like how much he's going to be in it. Whether it's literally going to be like a cameo where he's in it for like a couple of minutes.
I bet he is as well. I bet that's all they could get.
I think so. I think people are like banking on him being a big part of the story, and I really don't think he will be. I think it'll almost be like. He's like basically an Easter egg. Like it's going to be like a couple of minutes and then he's gone. I would think.
Like when you wait for Stan Lee, you're going to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I don't think he'll be in it much. I'm just like I'm sort of like you. I'm like, oh, they might mess it up. They might not. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I'm not super duper excited about him just because he's sort of like falls into neutral for me because I've like my fears about certain aspects of the film. There's other stuff that I'm more worried about than Spider-Man. Like Agent 13. She's the worst. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I guess. I think it's like less than a month now, which is just I can't believe it. I feel like
how many tickets have you booked?
I've already booked for midnight, so I'm ready. I'm going to be like Yeah, I think you've got to, and especially like working in a comic shop, people will come in and start talking about it, and you're like, shush, stop, I haven't seen it. So like you almost have to go and see it at midnight, so no one can spoil it.
It's quite sad that has to be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had almost everything spoiled. Like especially TV series, people keep talking about Daredevil and Jessica Jones. Like I'm caught up on Jessica Jones now, but. Yeah, I had the end of that spoiled for me. It's just like, shush, stop, or at least like shout spoiler warning before you start talking.
Yeah, at least. Someone spoiled Star Wars for me, and I banned them from the shop.
Yes.
Not even kidding. I was like, get out now.
Yeah, I had a sign up in the shop.
This is the thing, like, I've still not even had time to go and watch Star Wars. I know everything that happens in it, though, so I don't need to.
Yeah.
That's what I never saw the original Star Wars for years. Like I only watched them because the new one was coming out, and no one could believe that. And I was like, I know everything. I could tell you exactly what happens in every film, and I haven't even seen them. People ruin things.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. I mean, like, I just because obviously I've got a 4-year-old, and then when I'm not working, I have him, and then yeah, I don't get to go to the cinema in the evening, so I don't get to go and see these films. I've not seen Batman Superman yet for that reason. Like, I want to go, but I've not been yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen
And then
Batman
people come in and
Superman.
tell me everything.
Yeah. I think with Civil War, I'm gonna try and avoid the internet for like the week it comes out. I mean, it's good because we get it a week early. We get it a week earlier than America, which is good. So there's less chance of spoilers. But we'll see. But yeah, Batman vs Superman, I haven't gone to see because I thought it would be rubbish.
And you were right. You saved money.
Oh no.
Well, ironically, we've just had a tweet that says, "How would you save the DC movie universe? Do you think it needs saving?" Start a quick one from me.
I know exactly how to save
Suicide
it.
Squad.
Get rid of Zack Snyder for one. Can't direct a film ever.
Yeah, agreed.
I just scrapped Suicide Squad.
I you know what, I'm nothing Suicide Squad. I think it's sad because it doesn't appeal to me in any way. But sometimes I just think, am I getting old? Is this just for the young kids? You know, I see it as a cash cow, the way they've done it, and I don't like it. I feel like it has no integrity, no depth, no heart. Or am I just old and stuck in my ways, and this is what the kids actually want?
You like comic books. Basically.
Yeah, I'm the same as Suicide Squad.
And that's my problem with it.
Yeah, I just the trailers I've watched and I was just like, I'm just not fussed about it. And it was the same with Batman Superman for me. Bearing in mind I am a Batman fan, I just from day one I didn't like the casting very much anyway. And then when the trailers came out, I was like, nope, still not happening. Still isn't like making me feel anything. So yeah, I haven't bothered. And then everyone that I've spoken to about it that has seen it, almost everyone hated it.
I will say this though, Ben Affleck is probably one of the best Batmans because he's an incredible Bruce Wayne and he's an incredible Batman. He's one of the few actors I know that can be good at both.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You never get both.
No, you never get both. Michael Keaton's my favourite, but he's not a good Bruce Wayne. He's a good Batman.
No, he's not, yeah. But he's brilliant.
Controversial opinion. I actually think George Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne.
Oh, he was a good Bruce. He was the terrible Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Because in my mind, Bruce Wayne is like George Clooney. Like he's like someone that your mum would fancy. Like he's like got loads of money. Like he's quite cool. He does coffee adverts, and then your mum would fancy him. And that is what Bruce Wayne should be.
That's Bruce,
in real life. Yeah.
I hate Christian Bale with a passion as Batman in every way possible. And I know apparently he makes a good Bruce Wayne, but I don't care.
No, I don't think it was Bruce Wayne good.
And never come back.
He makes a terrible Bruce Wayne. Terrible.
Yeah, he's like he's got none of the charisma at all.
No,
like,
Bruce Wayne is supposed to be a well-loved kind of national treasure of Gotham City, do you know? And then there's him, and he's just an asshole.
I hate him. I hate him.
You're almost like a moody teenager that goes out and does stupid stuff, and he's just a dick.
You couldn't imagine him like standing in like a huge room of people and like doing the whole like charismatic speech thing. Like he just didn't pull that off at all. I did like his bat suit best. I think that's
it was a great suit.
Most. But yeah, like I think almost everyone that's done Batman has either been one or the other, like either a good Batman or a good Bruce Wayne. But a lot of people are saying Ben Affleck's actually done both, which is cool.
Well, I feel sorry for him because I don't think anyone's going to remember him for a very long time as a good Batman because the film was so bad, and he'll get associated with a bad film.
Yeah, that's true. How was Wonder Woman?
She was a babe. I was actually really against her personally because I thought Wonder Woman is meant to be this like Amazonian goddess, and she was too. And I'm not like body shaming, but she didn't have the right physique for me. She should have been more muscular. She should have looked more built.
I keep trying to say this. Like, she is not an Amazon to me, and I get it. Yes, you know, she's like a demi-goddess. She can look however she wants, and she's still going to be strong. But that I don't view that as like a strong physique. For me, she needed to be more athletic.
Yeah.
The angel in Deadpool, if you've both seen that,
Yes.
she looks like she could snap you in half.
Yeah.
And when I was watching, I went, that's what Wonder Woman should look like. She should look bigger. But as much as I was against it, I wasn't really thinking she was going to be any good. I actually do think she was really good. I think she was probably one of the better parts of the film, but that was probably because she's not in it a lot, so they couldn't ruin it, if that makes sense. But she was good.
Yeah, I agree. I think I almost like couldn't think of anyone that I would have cast as Wonder Woman that would like tick all the boxes. But yeah, I'm hearing really good things about her, which is promising, even if she is a little bit small. Plus, Chris Pine is going to be in the Wonder Woman standalone movie, so yes.
Can we just talk about the promotional image for the Wonder Woman movie?
Was it the one of them all like on the beach?
Yeah, the most anticlimactic image of my life.
So you're only a slight fan of that image then?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, no. I was all excited about it, and then they put that up, and I just went, wow. It's just so dull, like,
Underwhelming.
it has no appeal whatsoever.
Yeah,
I think the film itself has no appeal. Like, they had an amazing, unbelievable, incredible concept with everything, and they just keep ruining it lately.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't trust them. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, great, I see you've got all these plans, but I don't trust you to execute any of them properly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I did find out, though, I'm like, again, because I had no interest in seeing Batman or Superman, someone told me one of the cameos in it, which I thought everyone knew about before, like the people from the Justice League turning up, like various characters.
Which is obvious, because that's what they're leading into.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. And everyone said it was like a setup. It's basically like a 2-hour-long setup for Justice League.
I said that. It's a 3-hour trailer. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's not good.
And even the little cameos are done awfully, except for the Flash. I thought the Flash was perfect. The other two cameos were just awful.
Yeah, I looked up the Flash one because there's already like fuzzy kind of gifs of it online, and I like the actor anyway, and I also was then made aware that he has like a man bun in the film, so now I might actually go and see it because that actor with a man bun. Yes, now I'm interested, but yeah, I like him, like Ezra Miller, the actor. He's in Perks of Being a Wallflower, and he's great, but. Yeah, I almost feel like with DC movies, I'm just like, I don't care, because I feel like they're all just going to be average at best.
You see, I'm viewing it all with a, so what are you going to shit on next attitude. And then, you know, they're doing this whole thing where they're saying, oh, we're trying to make the comics more in line with the movies, and I'm like, no, make the movies more in line with the comics.
Yeah, absolutely. It's backwards. To be honest,
why should we suffer just because they're making shitty movies and then they're going to make shit books?
Yeah, to be honest,
I'm DC through and through. Like, DC's my thing. I'm not Team Marvel whatsoever. I am Team DC, and they're just pissing all over my hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I have issues.
Though I will say that the new lineup, the talent. Great.
Yeah. I was underwhelmed by the Rebirth comic announcement, to be honest.
Is this the new 52?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, you might have seen as I tweeted about it, but I watched the live stream they did with it, and at the end they all like lined up on stage, and I was like, wow, look how diverse they are. It's all white guys.
Well, you see, like, I'm kind of on an opposing team here because, like, in my mind, I couldn't care less whether they're male or female, you know, like what race they are, so long as they write a good book. Like, I genuinely don't care.
Yeah, but it would be nice, like, DC's roster of characters is so white, it would be nice to have just a little bit more of something else in there.
I think it's not on the creators being diverse, more diversity in characters.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
and I think
if
it's
the creators can be whoever they want, because I don't care, because that's not what I'm reading them for. Like, if the characters could be more diverse,
mhm.
then that would be great. And if diversity of characters means they have to diversify the creative teams, then so be it.
Yeah, it totally doesn't come down to the creator's responsibility for me. It comes down to the heads of DC, who I think have made questionable decisions anyway, like with the whole Rebirth thing and with the movies and whatever.
Yeah, they're not exactly batting a decent score at the moment.
No, which is a shame.
Yeah.
What have you done? You had good characters, but yeah. No, I don't know. I have issues with them. I'm really upset that the Batgirl team is changing, even though I know like all the teams for everything are changing, and the new artist is Raphael Albuquerque, who is awesome. But I like really loved what Cameron Brendan and Babs did on
the
that.
plus side, though, I did see that the writer was saying how much they enjoyed the previous run, so there's hope for you. Yeah,
I know. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm just for me, it's a bit like, oh, it's the end of that thing I was really enjoying. And I will keep reading it because it's Batgirl and I love Batgirl. But I was just a bit like, oh no, I liked that combination of those three people. But I mean, it might hopefully mean they can each go on and do maybe some like Image stuff or stuff where they get a bit more freedom with it, which would be nice.
The thing is, right, unpopular opinion alert. I don't like Snyder and Capullo on Batman.
Yeah.
I don't like it. So I'm just waiting now to see if Batman becomes Batman again. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping when it all starts coming out, there'll be good stuff. I think Wonder Woman will be good. It'll be nice to have like a really good Wonder Woman book.
Oh, I can't wait for Wonder Woman because I love. Well, I'm not going to say I love. I like the Finch's run on it. But the run before, a little superior for me. And we'll see how it goes, but I'm really excited for that one actually.
Yeah, me too. That's probably the one I'm most excited for. I like the look of the one, and I keep calling it Super Babies, but it's Super Sons, I think, and it's like Batman. It's like Damian Wayne and Superman's kid, I guess.
Yeah.
And that looks like it made me have two reactions. I was like, oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, but I think I love it. Like, I'm not sure. It looks like that might be something I quite like. But
the thing I'm not mad keen on, which is really odd for me actually, because when I should probably love detective comics.
Yeah.
Being a team book. With Batwoman.
I just want Batwoman to come back.
Like, I probably love it, but I detest it so far.
Yeah.
I've not even seen it, and already I'm like, no, that's a horrible idea. Don't call that detective comics.
Well, I think out of the roster of stuff they've got, it's inevitable that some of it's going to be awful. But hopefully it's also inevitable that some of it's going to be really good. Because I don't read many DC books anymore. They kind of all lost me, apart from Black Canary, Gotham Academy, and Batgirl, which are all written by Brendan Fletcher, so he's obviously writing everything that I want. So yeah, I'm hoping that Rebirth will mean there's some more stuff that I personally enjoy and that fans will enjoy. I just hope it's good. But we have got about 10 minutes left. So we've got 10 minutes left. Has anyone got a She-Hulk-esque rant in them?
I don't know. I did, but I've kind of ranted out.
I'm happy. I've
complained.
I'm pretty sure. I could probably go off on one about DC and their bad merchandise, because that's pretty shocking. So I'll lay that one down, if no one's got any objections.
We'll go ahead.
Okay. So, DC's merchandise, especially for their female characters, is rubbish. It's absolutely goddamn dreadful. Like, there's nothing. The only thing that has been are T-shirts, and I don't know if you've got any of like the DC branded T-shirts, like directly from Diamond or whatever, but they're printed by a company called Graffiti, And the prints are so bad. Like, I've got 4 Batgirl t-shirts, and I've got them because I'm like, please, I just want a thing with Batgirl on. One of them is the logo one, which is fine. It's just like purple with yellow Batgirl thing on. The other 3 are like artwork from the comic books. Each one, like, it's like a lady's like medium, but the print is like this big. It's like this tiny little print at the top. It's like grainy. I'm like, you have no excuse for this. Like, it's DC. You have the original art files in like huge format. Why is the t-shirt print small and grainy? That is pathetic.
You see, the only one I've got from Graffiti is the We Are Robin one from San Diego. I picked it up in San Diego.
Yeah.
And I bought a men's because it looked better.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like one of them, which again I got in men's because the print was bigger, it was a Batgirl image from one of the covers, and the artwork is by Joe Quinones. Like, it's quite clearly one of his covers because he's got quite an iconic style, and they advertised it as by Babs Tarr, and I was like, no, this isn't her Batgirl. She hasn't drawn this. You've even got this wrong. And like so many of their t-shirts, their girls' t-shirts are printed on like pink and yellow.
Yeah, and that's it.
Even if the character has no pink or yellow in their color scheme, it's like, this doesn't match the shirt. You've just gone, oh, girls, pink and yellow? Yeah, that's all right. That'll do.
They do a couple of lilac, Holly. They do a couple of lilac.
It's just shocking. And like, there's no leggings.
I wear black and I wear grey.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wear green.
Yeah.
I hate pink.
Pink and yellow are the only options we've got. And like, there's no leggings.
Pink or yellow. Done.
No. There's no skirts, no leggings, no dresses.
Do you know my biggest beef with any publisher who makes geeky merchandise? You can't move in any like HMV, Men's Kind, comic shops, anything like that. You can't move for men's belt buckles or wallets.
Mm-hmm.
I can never find a purse. I'm like really anal about my purses. I have like a particular I like. The closest you can ever get are like these stupid little hard clip things that kind of put notes in, but they're not a purse.
Yeah. No, you can't get anything.
I have a brochure for a supplier that does a lot of DC and Marvel purses, proper purses. So I'll send you a link.
Oh yes, please.
It shouldn't be like hard stuff.
Bags too.
Yeah. It shouldn't have to be like, oh, I know a guy who can get me in contact with these purses.
I once found this place once in a dark alley. No, but yeah, it's not cool. I mean, like, the fact that I resort to wearing men's clothes.
Yeah, just to get something that you want.
But, however, did you see the Lady Killer leggings?
Yes, I did.
I like them.
And the coolest thing is, We Love Fine, the company in America, does loads of Marvel stuff as well. So they've had like Spider-Gwen leggings and all stuff like this. But DC are like haven't, you know, like if they did a deal with We Love Fine, we could have like DC leggings and dresses and jackets and whatever.
Which I would wear the crap out of.
Yeah, it's like literally so would everyone. But I
have to have mine made, but then, you know, there's this whole copyright thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. All the We Love Fine stuff is like officially
licensed. Yeah.
Yeah. So it means they could do so much. Like Batgirl, like the character Batgirl, she wears leggings. Like they'd sell so many of those to cosplayers if they did like Batgirl leggings that were her leggings.
Like why isn't her jacket a thing?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a DC book which you have to read, which is Gotham Academy, which is amazing. And they have like school uniforms, and I'm like, they could do like a blazer or like a dress. But it just doesn't.
You know
exist.
what? I saw one of the promotional photos for We Are Robin, when they all had little red We Are Robin jackets.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, like I can't find one. I need one in my life.
Yeah. It's just like more imaginative.
Writers in them, and I was like, hello.
And the thing is, like, the creators on those books would probably love for there to be merchandise like that as well. Like it would be awesome for them, but whoever's at the top of DC is not letting it happen because they keep having this deal with blooming Graffiti to print these crappy T-shirts. Makes me so cross.
Petition them.
Yeah, just like a wall of angry women. Like, give us leggings.
Want leggings, damn it! There's so much more comfortable than jeans.
Yes. Awesome. Well, that is about an hour. We've been ranting at you, lovely people. So thank you to everyone who tuned in live, and if you didn't, then try harder next time. And if not, all the podcasts will be up on YouTube anyway. So
and
you
I
can watch
promise
them.
next time I will have a face.
Yes, and then you can see all our glorious faces, because that's obviously what you come here for. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Remember that you can tweet us at the Gamma Dames, and if you type the Gamma Dames into Facebook, you will find us there as well. So tweet us, let us know what you thought. Any questions for next time, what you'd like to hear us talk about, all that stuff. You can follow us separately on our social media. Mine on Twitter and Instagram is Hollow.
Mine's Tor Athena.
And I am Bambi Riot on everything, apart from Facebook, which is the girl with the Joker tattoos.
Awesome. So you can find us in all those places. We will see you next time, and keep an eye on our Twitter and Facebook to find out when our next podcast will be streaming live and then up for you to listen to. So we will see you next time. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Bye.